right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the 30-day trading challenge recap. I should say paper trading challenge recap. So for the last month, I've been trading in the simulator, working on my strategy, evaluating my progress, and also just building up equity for my live account whenever that happens. So I'm going to be evaluating my progress based on the goals that I had set a month ago, and see how I did, see if I met all of the criteria that I required of myself to go live and open a live trading account and prove it to myself that I can be profitable in the simulator and I can be profitable in a live account. So this is what we're going to look at today. I'm even a little nervous about doing this just because, sometimes it's hard to trust these stats. So what we'll do is we will look at, this simulator comes with some great metrics tracking devices. So let's go over what my criteria were. First thing was to have $2,000 to fund my account. I do have that. Second was 250 share and 500 share positions. I did that most of the time, although on stocks that were in my price range that I know that I would be able to afford. I did go to 1,000 shares, and sometimes I went to 1,000 shares and I didn't, and I shouldn't have. But a green trade is a green trade. So I did pretty much stick to that, not religiously though. Third, I need to be profitable 1 month from June 16th, which was the first entry, I believe. If not, the date will shift 1 more month with the same total. So if I ended the month red, I wouldn't start a new month break like at 0. I would need to get myself out of the hole and then be profitable. So I'm positive I'm profitable. Second, sorry, my alarm just went off. Second, only trade 2 setups, which is dips off support and pullback entries, which are kind of the same thing, but not exactly. A pullback isn't always a dip or a flush. And that's mainly what I've been trading. I have been mixing in breakout trades on stocks that I feel really confident in, but that's not my go-to. I haven't been doing that at all, basically, unless, stock's going like super parabolic and it's about to break through a resistance level, but not just like buying a breakout. I've been really disciplined and waiting for a pullback. So those are my only criteria I gave myself for a setup for my strategy. I must have over a 1-to-1 profit loss ratio, which is my average trade, my average win versus my average loss. So I have to have over that, and I need to have over a 55% accuracy rating, which means like percentage of profitable trades. So let's take a look at that. The first window we're going to open is, I'll go to my Warrior metrics because I'm part of the Warrior trading community. And we're going to go to aptitude because performance just shows a calendar essentially. And it just shows your daily P&L. Aptitude is going to show that total. It's not going to show it by day. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put in our date range here. So obviously, this has been my account for a long time, and I've taken, a lot of test trades in here. So that's not an accurate number. But that's like for all time, for like the years that I've had this. So let's see here. June 16th. That's when this challenge started. Up until July 17th. So I will say this. My trades for today, which were $417.50, that will not show up those trades won't get logged in these metrics until the day is over. So honestly, this recap would have been smarter to do on Monday, but I'm just going to do it today, and we can just add $400 on top of that. So my gross P&L, number one requirement was that I was profitable. I made $3,000. So I essentially made $3,300 or $3,400 essentially, which is good for a month of profit. That's me breaking the paycheck to paycheck, or not paycheck. That's me breaking the 9 to 5. If I can make $3,500 a month, that's more than I make at my job. So that's great for 1 month. So I checked that box. Great. And that was in the midst of, I had some, at the beginning of the month, we were in a hot market. I had some huge freaking trades, huge winners. Like you'll see here, my largest gain here was 1,900, almost $2,000. That's probably the largest single winner I've ever had. But I've also had some huge losing days too. I don't remember exactly where they were, but on this stock alone, I lost $3,500, $3,600. Whatever stock that was, it's not going to tell me, but that's absolutely crazy. So I did have a couple huge losing days. They kind of even themselves out. So there's that. Second requirement, must have 1-to-1 profit loss ratio. I literally skimmed that by 0.3, which is crazy. You can see that here, though. My average winning trade was 126. My average losing trade was 123. So literally, essentially, a 1-to-1 profit loss ratio exactly. Now, I want to improve on that. I'm not like, oh, I skimmed by. I was hoping I would get like 1.25, 1.5 to 1 even. Like ideally 1.75 to 2 to 1. That's what I wanted to have. But the fact that I met that exactly is a little unsettling, honestly. But that's the goal that I set for myself. So I'm good. My daily average gain or loss, though, was $135 a day. And going into my live account, my goal was going to be $100 a day. So this is a good place to be in right now, $135 a day. And honestly, I've improved my trading so much in the last month. Where you take that first week, with the huge gains and losses. I guarantee if you scratch that week, it might have been like a week and a half or even 2 weeks. If you just took my trades from the last 2 weeks, where we haven't been in a super strong market, it's just been an average market, I've traded really well, and I imagine that this number would be higher. I'll pull up and see what my numbers have been the last couple weeks, so we can break it down day by day. So third was I need to have a 50% accuracy. I had a 52.57. So essentially 53% accuracy. I was 2% off on my accuracy. I think that's the only requirement that I didn't meet. And obviously I'm not going to crucify myself over 3% accuracy. I just put 55 because I essentially wanted to be above 50%. But these numbers, I wanted to crush these numbers, and I just met them exactly. But a goal is a goal, and I met that goal, and I'm going to be happy for myself. And I am happy for myself. So, I was profitable. I met my profit loss ratio target, and I met my accuracy target. So, let's take a look at some of these. So, profitability by price. I've lost money in the $2 to $5 range. I've made money in the $20 range. Considerable amount of money in that range, $1,500, almost $1,600, which, this may be a little unrealistic. I might not be taking big trades in this price range, or really any trades at all. Mainly because I can't afford them. In this range, the $10 to $20 range. Made another $1,800. Again, less trades will be happening in this price range. Probably won't be able to take as large of a share size as I had been in the simulator. So those numbers might be a little down. But this is just this price range is, where we've been seeing stocks move. They pop up, and this is kind of by the time the bell opens, this is where they're trading in. Stocks that started at $5, in my price range, by the time the bell rings, they're trading in this area, and what's moving is what's moving. So, but here's the thing, like, even if I subtracted this, I'd be minus $400 essentially. I don't really think a lot of, I would be break even, because you can count my trades from today. We're pretty much in, what were they? No, they were in that price range. So, I just haven't been profitable. I will say this, so there hasn't been a ton of stocks that were even in this price range. Like, this was probably maybe a couple trades, or a couple stocks, not a couple trades. There really hasn't been stocks between the 2 and 4 price range. Under $2, I made $55. That was probably one trade. That's probably one trade with 1,000 shares, $5 or 5 cents. So I wonder if we would be able to break that down anymore. How many trades? Profitability by time of day. Obviously, all my trades were happening between 9 and 10. Profitability by opening gap. So all of these were pretty much, they're all big gappers. It's easy. By instrument volume, 25 million over. These are the stocks that I was making money on, these really high volume, high price stocks. 1 to 2 million as well. I'm not going to read into these numbers a lot. The difference between 10 to 25 million and 17 million is probably not a big difference in the way the stock trades. 5 to 9 million minus 530, so we'll see. Profitability by instrument relative volume, 2 to 3. Yeah, I'm not going to read into these numbers a lot. It doesn't make sense that I would, just because a stock is 2 to 3 times their relative volume or their relative volume rating. I think that just happens to be that's what it was on the stocks that I lost on. So I'm checking all boxes so far. I'm going to be honest with you guys. My one concern is that the stocks that I was making money on in trading are pretty much out of my price range. But I think it just happens to be that the big losses that I took were on those smaller price stocks. And I think that I've been trading well, regardless of what the price of the stock is. I've been trading well recently. It just happens, like I said, the stocks that are moving are the ones that are in that price range. So let's take a look at performance. So we're gonna look at we can only do it by month essentially. So June to July. So we started on, look at these last 2 weeks before I started the challenge, $10,000 loss. That's crazy. I was probably just like, because I wasn't doing the challenge, so I essentially didn't have a reason to be like, oh, well, I can't take another trade. So I was probably just having a losing day, and then I was like, all right, well, let me take 5,000 shares. And I was probably just going wild. So we're looking at from the 16th to 31st, or no, to the 17th of this month. So, wait, why would I traded yesterday. Yesterday was the 16th. This is weird because definitely some of my days are not getting logged in here. So I probably was making way more money than it's showing. I don't know why these days aren't getting logged. So I'm going to actually pull up and do this math right now because this is definitely skewing my numbers because I traded on a lot of these days. Okay, so let's just look at it here. Look at this, 2 huge losing days. Well, this wasn't a full week, so it's my $4,800 losing week. So let's start the first week, plus $4,000, plus $2,000. I'm up $6,000. I was balling on you guys. And then, but this was probably a result of share size and just the higher, these stocks moving, dollars at a time. Then a huge losing week kind of brought me back down to earth. This is when I reset after this huge losing day, $3,700. This is when I brought back to earth. This month I've been spanking it. Even though the numbers don't suggest I'm only up $2,100, I've literally been spanking it. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days to 1 red day. And these 2 days I believe were green. Let me check right this second. So I did trade on July 3rd. Oh wait. I did not trade on July 3rd, but I did trade on July. Okay, I didn't trade on July 10th, but I definitely traded on July 17th, or on 16th, I mean. So let me check what that was. I don't understand why that's not showing up. Oh, it's 0 because I had a. That's funny. So it's not showing up that I traded that day because yesterday was a break-even day. So okay, so it's not. It was a trading day. It's just not showing up as 0. So look, this month I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 green days to 1 red day, and my 1 red day was minus $10. So I've been doing really, really well, really consistent. I've just been really good. Really, that's why I was saying if you take let's actually go back. Let's look at the past 3 weeks from that last huge loss I took, how I've bounced back since then. So let's go back to our aptitude window and entry date range. So we're going to start at, damn it, I forgot what that day was. I think it was the 30th was that day. So let's just go from the 1st to today, which these numbers obviously aren't going to show my profit from today, which is $400. So yeah, see, these numbers look a lot better. Profit loss ratio 122, percent of success 55. So they're not as better as I thought, but my average daily gain and loss is higher. My largest loss was larger. So yeah, even though I was green, I did have some big losses. They might look like small green days, but it could be like I had $100 green day, but I was down $700 and then I made $800. Like it could have been like that. So, yeah, but my average winning trade to my average losing trade, is about $20 difference. But you'll see my average winning trade hold time is less than a minute. So I bet if you change this, it would be longer just to factor in halts. Oh no, less than a minute average hold time. Yeah, I don't hold my trades at all. I sell. Interesting. So we'll go back here to our performance window. Oops, no, July. I want June to July. So I'm doing really good here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 to 1. So let's just take total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 14 green days to 1, 2, 3, 4 red days. Oh, five red days. 5 red days to 14 green days. So what that's telling me is what someone would originally think is that, okay, you're doing really good. You've got, considerably more green days, more than half more green days than red days. Yeah, you could say that. But what I'm thinking is, so 5 green days wiped out more than half of my, or 5 red days wiped out more than half of my profit from the 14 green days. I'll have plus 400 here, so I'll have $900 this week. So on the days that I'm red, I need to walk away. Even though on some of these green days were red days that I didn't walk away from, I can't build up on the losses. So that's something to keep in mind. And let's check this last window here. So profit trifecta. So here we go. I wonder if we can enter. No, we can't enter a date range. So I don't know if these numbers are going to be accurate. Yeah, I don't think these numbers are accurate at all because it keeps just saying I'm red on these weeks, which doesn't make any sense. Or no, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. Okay, so 2 weeks ago was the red week, I think. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago is what they're counting as that huge losing week that I had. So they wouldn't have registered this week yet. So 2 weeks ago, I need to improve my accuracy, although my profit loss ratio was really good on these 2 weeks. That's really great. This would have been the first week I started. This would have been the second week. So these were really good. It was just this 1 week that pulled down my average so far. So if we remove that losing week, because let me check here. So I should just keep all these windows open. So we can see here, it's not counting this week. So this will be the week 1, 2. Yeah, so, or no, it might be counting this week. So 1, 2. So it's counting this full week. So yeah, that would be bringing down my average a lot. And then this is last week. Last week I had a 6. So what was my numbers? 50% or less last week on my win percentage. That's odd. But I did have over a 1.5 profit loss ratio, which is great. So I've been keeping that one, pretty much averaging 1.5 to 1, which is great. It's just this 1 week that was pulling my metrics down. That's really good to know. So I've been doing really well on my profit loss ratio overall. Now I'm not going to just discount the week that I lost, but I will say that, after that week, I've changed considerably on the way that I trade. So with that being said, I'm going to walk away, and I think I'm going to start funding my account and start with small share size. So thanks for following along with me, guys, throughout this challenge. I know that the videos have been inconsistently uploaded, but I hope that this will be a resource to people in the future to go back and look at what it looks like to, build up your confidence and trade in a simulator and evaluate your progress. And, for anyone who's out there trying to open up a small account, I found that this is really helpful to watch other people who are in a similar position who are equally yoked and who are trying to learn and trying to see what I should be looking for, what progress, what metrics, and all that. So I hope this helps, and hopefully my next video series is with real money. So thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys soon.